Okay, we are live. We are more lively than the Minnesota Viking offense,
That's right.
which is a real
Were they
low bar.
alive?
That's a low bar. Like you can walk over that bar. It's low.
Yep. You don't have to
As-
be very alive to be more alive than that.
So we suffered our third straight loss,
Yep.
and then
Dan's no longer sporting any Vikings apparel on the podcast.
Nope.
I still wear it, but it's not even that we're bad. We're not even interesting to watch right now.
No,
Right. And it's on both sides of the ball.
all
Yeah.
three sides of the ball.
Other bad teams at least do things that are like, oh, that's kind of cool to watch.
Yeah.
The Vikings are just flat.
Bad.
Yep.
They're flat in all three aspects except for one spot, and he doesn't get enough chances. Our field goal kicker.
Yep. He should have gotten another chance
Yep.
this weekend, and they're like, "Oh, let's go for it." Really?
Take the points.
Yep.
Listen, when you have a 3rd and 1 though, and you can't get 1 yard, that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, and that goes back to the woes of our offensive line. As we consistently, there's no push. What gets me is there's no push when it's short yardage, but we're able to run the ball semi-successfully on medium. I mean, 1st and 10, I think we're averaging almost 4.5 yards on first down on the run.
Because teams can't sell out on the run. Even though we had a quarterback who was one of the worst I've ever seen, they can't sell out on the run on first down. When it's 3rd and short, 4th and short, especially with knowing that the Vikings have a quarterback who can't throw, they can sell out on the run.
Yep.
You can go 8 in the box and feel pretty confident.
Yep. And it is extremely hard to win games when you don't get turnovers. And when you give up so many.
You're preaching to the choir. I say it every week.
Our differential is -12 on the season. We are -12.
Through 11 games.
We are the last in the league. We have given up the most turnovers, and we have gotten the least number of turnovers. We are at 9. The next closest is 13.
And 5 of those came in one game.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if that's just 3. We're halfway behind the next team in turnovers.
Yep.
And it's how are we not generating any more turnovers? And it's not good.
Well,
it is ugly.
As we're trying to, this is going to be kind of an abbreviated show tonight. So we're not going to spend a lot of time in pre-show what we just did. We're going to get right into Dan's segment. Dan, be as offensive as you possibly can be.
Offense. We suck.
We suck.
Yep. Chicago is at the top. Q, man. Good to see you tonight. I don't. I mean, I got nothing. We're in the bottom 5 for running yards per game. We're in the bottom 5 for passing yards per game. We give up the most turnovers. We have achieved the least amount of turnovers. Our entire offense is underperforming.
There's not a single person on the offense that you can look at and like you've been doing an excellent job all season.
Yep.
Not a single one.
I mean, Naylor.
No.
Because no.
He's dropped and run wrong routes.
That's fair.
There's not a single player. Justin Jefferson's drop ball, Addison's drop ball, Naylor's drop ball.
I got you. When he's in, Darisaw.
No, he's gotten flags.
Not as bad.
As many as O'Neal when he's in.
Oh, geez.
It's been awful. There is not a single player that deserves to have a winning record on that offense.
Across the board, it's been bad. And it all stems back to no confidence in your quarterback. You're hearing it without hearing it, right? If it were Stephon Diggs and not Jets, he'd be tweeting it, he'd be posting it on all of his socials at how bad it is with JJ McCarthy at quarterback. You know that's how Jets feels inside, but he's not saying it. And that's he's a professional. That's what I appreciate about him. Because it doesn't do anybody any good to go out on the socials and blast your quarterback. It doesn't help anybody. But you all know that they all feel it when he's out there. You could see it in the way they react, their mannerisms. Even KOC, I don't think, really likes having him out there.
Yeah.
He looks so frustrated right now.
He does. He looks really frustrated.
Almost as if he's saying, listen, I got to play this kid. I don't want to play this kid.
Yeah.
But I'm playing him because he was a first rounder, and I have to leave him out there. But guess what? He's not going to be playing for a while. Right?
What gets me with JJ a lot is, you've got to earn the right to act a certain way.
Yep.
He has not earned his right to have a separate persona, whether that's in the locker room or outside of it, or in the game
this year.
He has not earned the right.
Not this year.
No, he hasn't earned it but that's the point, is when you get to a new league, a new level, you have to earn your way. You might be hot shit. It's like in high school. You might be hot shit in high school. But then
who are you talking about?
We're not talking about Jets. JJ.
Hold on. We have to distinguish between Justin Jefferson and JJ McCarthy. We can no longer call them both JJ. Because are you talking about Justin Jefferson?
I'm talking about JJ.
Okay.
You can call him 9 if you want. Do you want?
Okay.
Would you like us to call him
Justin Jefferson? And I was like, he has every right to have an attitude.
Okay. But does Jets have a different persona?
Yes. He's a normal person, and then he becomes Mr. Confident, and
but he doesn't identify himself as something. He's not number 18. JJ identifies himself as I'm number 9, and that's his persona. And he gets into this persona and mood and intensity, and it's like, maybe get out of it because it sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe he means he's number 9 as in the 9th ranked quarterback within his own division.
Right.
The 9th ranked quarterback that was drafted last year.
Years ago. You've got to earn that right.
Yeah, you can't
not earned it.
No.
And I got frustrated with it when it first came out. It's like, dude, you don't go claiming something when you haven't shown anyone what you can do. If you claim that, you better put up. And he does not.
He hasn't. Good question, Q. I don't think so.
Nope, not at this rate, because it's the fundamental things that even in the broadcast they were saying that they talked to him and they're working with him a lot on keeping his feet under him and making sure he's setting his feet right for passes and everything. And then he's not getting the rid of the ball. He's not seeing it. He's not being a college quarterback. You would not start this quality quarterback on a fundamental basis. You would not start this quality quarterback for your college football team. And I would bet, and I can go back and look at it all, and I think I will, is I bet he looks entirely different than what he did in college. Because I doubt he held on to the ball this long. I doubt he was not setting his feet like this in college. Like this looks sloppy.
It's incredibly disheartening to see stats of JJ McCarthy, and he's like the second to worst quarterback in the last 20 years.
Next to Jamarcus Grape Drink Russell.
There are actual quarterbacks who performed better than him who were on drugs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
it's that bad.
Like actual quarterbacks who did drugs and still perform better than him.
Yep.
On the plus side, we will see maybe another shit show. Maybe not a shit show, but we will see Max Brosmer coming on Sunday.
I want to see how the team reacts to him. That's what I'm really watching for. on Sunday? Will they rally around Max? And I think they might, because I think Max is coming in as a UDFA who's got to make his own name. Who didn't
on his shoulder,
right? So I'm hoping, and then
on his shoulder or not is I think the team's going to rally around him, and because there's no expectations. It's the whole Case Keenum thing. Is when he came in there's no expectations. Look, like right now we're 4-7. Our season is trash. We're not making a wild card run.
4-6.
We're 4-7.
4-7
is we are not making a wild card run. Like we're out of the playoffs completely. So like let Brosmer get in, the whole team, like just rally around him and say, dude, look, try and figure it out.
Go, Bob.
Hey, Bob, is try and figure it out. And look, hey, you're good. Hey, just throw it a little further ahead of me. Hey, it's all right. Yeah, you're good. Like that's this route. And I don't know. I think they'll rally around him. He'll get more support. And I think it's the same kind of stuff that McCarthy probably had. I mean, we talked about like the first game of the season in the fourth quarter and they're down and he comes into the huddle and is like, gets them going. Is like, is there anywhere else you'd rather be?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's like that they were rallying around him. Like they were there. And he's just continued to not show up. And so the team can rally around the quarterback. And I think with Brosmer, they'll probably give him a little bit more leeway of like, hey, look, dude, like
Brosmer threw more in college than JJ did.
And honestly, that's a good point. He has more reps where he's throwing the ball. That might be helpful.
Yeah.
And he's not as quick on his feet. He didn't scramble as much. His arm strength is supposedly not as strong, but even when he was in on the garbage yardage stuff and the times when it didn't matter, he still looks like he's got a decent arm on him. Now, granted, we haven't seen him try and chuck it down 60 yards, but.
Well, and here's the thing, and I was talking to somebody today about what's going on at Penn State, trying not to go too far off topic, but when you can run the football, your arm strength doesn't have to be spectacular, because if you're running the ball well, the play action is going to find you with open receivers. All you have to do is get it in the vicinity where they can catch it when they're that open. The arm strength comes in when you're throwing a deep ball into coverage, which you really don't want to be doing too much anyway. And we have a quarterback who allegedly has arm strength, who every time he throws into deep coverage, it's either knocked away or intercepted.
It is
overthrown,
underthrown. There's no.
So I don't care how strong you are. If you can't put it where it has to be,
you can throw it as far as you want, but if you can't aim it, you're useless.
Yeah. Yep. So,
I mean, I can throw a football 50 yards.
I don't know where it's going, but
I can throw it 50 yards.
You know what? The biggest thing I missed with our quarterback change this week, we're in the wrong stadium for him.
Yeah.
The bank is beautiful, but who wouldn't want a Mad Max Beyond Metrodome t-shirt? I'd certainly be buying one.
Yes.
It makes me mad how many times we play in Seattle.
We always play in Seattle. It's rarely at home.
I would have really, really enjoyed Seattle coming to Minnesota this year.
They never come to
purely
Minnesota.
For the fact that Darnold is there.
Yeah.
And it's like I would have loved to see him coming back to the bank, because he's having an outstanding year.
Yeah, he only had one hiccup game where he threw 4 interceptions, and they still had a chance to win that game.
Yep. Yeah, he is playing phenomenal this year.
Well, now that we've gotten the sad side of offense out of the way, let's talk about the middling, boring defensive side of the ball, Cora.
All right. So, I mean, after 12 weeks, the Minnesota Vikings defense is sitting at number 11. I'm going to put things into a little bit of perspective. We are 11th in the NFL. Higher than I thought we would be.
Per yard per game.
No, total defense.
Defense.
Passing defense, we're 7th. We're
Because,
7th.
but that's because teams can run all over us.
And we are 24th in rushing defense.
See, I look at that. I always look at that stuff. Everybody's, we have a terrible passing defense. I said, no, you don't. You stop the run and you put teams behind by 3 scores. They got to throw all day, so they're going to rack up yards. You got to kind of look at the whole thing. So I knew when you said 7th in passing, I said, yeah, because the rush defense is probably like not good.
Well, and the other teams don't really have to pass all that much.
No. There's
Well,
no reason.
They can run and waste clock.
Well, they said that on the podcast this weekend, right? The last drive when Love took them they kicked the field goal. I think Brady had the game, I think. And if it wasn't Brady, whoever it was said, they went into a conservative mode, and the response was, well, yeah, there's no reason for them not to. The Vikings aren't moving the ball. All you're trying to do now is run out the clock because they're not going to come down and score any points. So there's no reason for them to get crazy and try and throw the ball. And that's what they did.
And they're up by more than 2 scores in the last quarter. They don't need they just need to waste time.
Right. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, Cora. Go ahead.
That's okay. This game was depressing. It was not fun to watch.
No, it was a terrible game. There was nothing fun about it.
As soon as we turned the ball over, when Price had that stupid play, they gave up.
I called that.
2 plays.
Yeah.
And they scored.
Yep.
2 plays. Are you kidding me?
Well, they were on the 5-yard line, though.
2 plays. I mean, how many times have they held them in the red zone? They've held them in the red zone a ton.
But
so just being at the 5-yard line doesn't give them any excuse of allowing it to go into 2 plays to score a touchdown.
Honestly, the touchdown, he didn't exactly walk in. He had to fight to get in.
He did walk in. He didn't. The run into it was on the 1-yard line, and then he pretty much walked in.
I must be thinking something else. But I called the fumble, by the way. After they held him and it was 3rd and 15 and they held the 4th down, I said, okay, now we're going to fumble the punt. And we did.
Yeah.
Because that's the way the season has gone.
This is such I just feel like there's a whole bunch of like karma coming back to us after that one year where it was like every single ball fell our way. And it was like we were winning all these games we shouldn't have been winning, and it was like this chaotically fun year. Now every single ball is not falling our way, and like Pierce is getting hit with the ball when he thought it would go the other direction, and it's just like, what?
I don't know if listen, karma owes the Vikings after 64 years.
100%.
Yeah, the karma thing, no, because the Vikings have a big receivable in the karma column from the NFL, from the football gods. Like, it's a big, big receivable. We don't owe anybody anything after 64 years.
How are we this bad?
It all starts at your main offensive weapon, who isn't a weapon at all. Everything stems from that. You can't move the ball. You can't throw the ball. You can't hold on to the ball. You can't sustain drives. I don't really buy too much into the defense getting tired, but at the same time, I can get that as games move on when you're not controlling the ball at all.
Like, what's the point of them having a stellar defense if the offense is going to go 3 and out?
Yeah. Curse of Bud Grant. I don't know. That's a long curse there, Bob. But, and then, I say it every week. We can try and give the defense a pass. Oh, well, they're tired. Oh, they're on the field all the time. You know what? You get a turnover, you get off the field pretty quick.
Right?
You create turnovers, you get off the field. That's how you get yourself off the field. If your offense isn't doing it.
They're trying to create turnovers, and then that's how we miss tackles. It's not without trying, and they just can't, for the life of them, actually get one. And
I think we got to stop going for them.
That's what I said last week.
Yeah, I agree.
We got to stop going to. We have to stop trying to get turnovers.
Yep.
And just tackle well.
Yep. Let them come. Let the turnovers just happen. Stop trying to force them. Stop trying to change the course of the game in one play, and form tackle, get them down, and
Because how many
keep them 3 and out.
how many yards are there post first contact or missed high tackle? How many extra yards are there?
Many.
So,
Yeah.
like, I just
Well, and we have
this team.
we have the fewest number of drives with more than 10 plays. In the entire NFL, we have the fewest number of drives with more than 10 plays.
Do we have 4?
5.
Oh,
We have 5.
shucks.
Yep.
There is nothing. There is
next,
one shining light on this team.
Yep. He's the best weapon we have as long as there's not a wire going across the field.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, they need to just get him the ball.
Yeah.
Give the ball to our best player and let him kick bomb field goals.
Our goal is to get to the 45, get to the other side of the 50.
Put the ball in the Thrill.
Let him set an NFL record for the most number of field goals made beyond 60 yards.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had a chance at making that one from 59, and it has nothing to do with his ability. I'm thinking outdoors, Green Bay, wind.
Yeah.
And not, I mean, you want to talk about a guy who knows what he's doing, or he knows his own abilities. That thing started wide right. Yep. But by the time it got to the crossbar, it was dead center.
Yep.
How freaking poetic is that? Poetic that we now have a kicker who is like just Mr. Reliable, and the rest of our team is trash.
Can't do anything. Yeah, they can't do anything. And we were worried about him last year, but as we found out, it was really because of the injury.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he struggled when he came back from the injury. He struggled mightily, and it was because I don't think he had let it heal. And I think it was in his brain.
I think the Vikings need to take a major look at their training staff, because I think there are too many players coming back too early. There are too many players coming. No, Darrisaw is currently still in like limited reps. The same thing happened with O'Neal. Will struggled when he was back right away. I think they're pushing him back too soon, and I think it's at the detriment of their performance.
And oh, by the way, start wearing Guardian caps. Put the Guardian caps on.
Also, Kelly was god awful. He was so bad.
Yeah. He was getting ran over.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't get it.
Well, and here's something else to consider. And our friend Dustin Baker kind of brought this up. If Kwesi gets fired and he has not done a great job, that means probably the entire coaching staff is going with him. So, as a fan, are we good to say, you know what, let them all go? Or are we at a point where it's like, I don't really want to see O'Connell go because I don't think it's his fault? So if we keep O'Connell, we're probably going to have to keep our GM, who hasn't done a great job.
I don't think so, because I kind of wonder if a new GM might just decide to keep O'Connell anyways. Because in my eyes is his ability to rally players and rally, like he's able to get more out of guys than what they're typically capable of. And I think this year has just kind of been an exception to that. In his last years, I think he's constantly gotten more out of players than what they've typically delivered.
Bob, I hope you're kidding, Bob.
It's all KOC's fault.
Because he goes in with like a game plan of here's how we're going to run this offense, and then, well, we can't complete a pass.
I mean, in KOC's defense, Bob, the players are open.
Yeah.
He can only call the plays. He can't execute them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, the play, like
And-
JJ's open, and
if
he can't
JJ's
catch the ball for our receivers either.
And if JJ's working through his progressions correctly, we have open receivers. The passes are there.
Mhm.
The timing is off between when they're open and when he's hitting his drop, when he's finding his feet.
Yeah.
Like the receivers are there, they're open, the passes are not. And I mean, you can't blame KOC for that.
Nope.
And I don't necessarily think that the game plans have really been all that bad. I just think they're not executed. And the one game where we have been executing really well, we had a crap ton of penalties. And it's like you're constantly 1st and 20. Oh, well, you can't stick with your normal game plan when you're 1st and 20, 6 out of your drive.
Yeah, you can't play from behind the sticks. That's what they always say. Can't play from behind the sticks. Unless you're playing against the Vikings. Then from playing from behind the sticks, not a problem.
Yep, because there's a pocket. There's a donut. It's a donut hole.
Why does any team punt against us?
There's really no need to.
They get the ball back.
There's no need.
But they get the ball back.
Yeah, but they could just keep the ball and go for it on 4th, and they would get it.
You gained 50 yards.
True,
only
because
only once a game does that happen. Only once a game.
Yeah. But if you only have to punt 4 times.
You get 50 yards, the Vikings lose 5 yards on their 3 plays, and then you pick up 5 more.
Yeah.
I think JJ should have sat another year, because how many years did Rodgers sit? He sat 2.
Yeah.
Or 3.
I think
Love sat 2 or 3. Why did we bring in the youngest quarterback in the draft and make him play right away?
Darnold wanted the contract he got. And I think we should have been the ones to offer it to him. And I think Darnold should have been our QB1 and JJ our QB2, and start to work him in rather than throw him into the fire.
Or plan B for me, and this was actually what I thought would have been a better plan. Bring Daniel Jones back, give him a nice little contract. You probably could have got him for less than you paid Darnold. Tell him the starter's job is his as long as he earns it. And now you have a cheaper starter that I think could have been very serviceable for the Vikings until and then if you find out McCarthy just can't do it, you still have a pretty serviceable quarterback in there. And I know that Giants fans hated him. My cousins are Giants fans. They couldn't stand Danny Dimes. But let me tell you, all he needed, I think, was a running game and a coach who knew how to use his skill set.
Well, he needed a coach that knew how to use his skill set.
And would build his
And
confidence.
he needed receivers that could create opportunities. And he didn't. He had that in Beckham at the Giants, and that was it. I don't think their wide receiver 2 or 3s could create opportunities to make plays and get open like Addison and Naylor can do.
Kevin O'Connell, as I've said before, what I think his strength is with quarterbacks is guys who have been in the league for a little while to see what their strengths and weaknesses are and to make the best use of their talents.
Yep.
I don't know that he's a great developer of quarterbacks. I can't really say that because I don't know how many he's had a chance to develop. 2, right? I think his skill is really – I've seen this guy play in the league before, so I know what he kind of needs to work on.
What you're getting.
Yeah.
You know what his faults are.
Yeah. And look what he's done with guys that have played in the league.
How did we have like a plethora of quarterbacks last year only to show up this year with none?
Yeah, I felt I get showing up with Wentz.
Signing at the very last minute.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the philosophy. I don't understand
and then
the lack of preparedness. I don't understand. Like, we had how many quarterbacks last year?
that could have started.
That could have
That
started.
could have been starters.
2.
Yeah.
2. Just 2.
Well, I mean, we had JJ, so we had
JJ,
3.
Yeah.
Well, but Dan said that could have started. I say
That
2.
could have started, right?
I say 2.
You could have started a rookie.
Yeah.
We did this year, but it's
No, we
I
had
don't know.
3 because we had Sam Darnold, a backup, and Daniel Jones. Who is the backup?
Nick Mullins.
Mullins.
Ah,
Yeah, he's not a starter though.
I mean, I want Mullins back at this point.
At least he was interesting to watch.
He at least
Right.
made plays. He at least made completions.
Who doesn't want to watch Nick 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions? Mullins?
Yeah, at least he's getting touchdowns.
He was great for fantasy.
Who doesn't want to watch a Vikings 38-35 shootout where Nick Mullins either was the hero or the GOAT or both within
He is
2
the
minutes?
Jameis Winston of.
Yeah.
He was the Jameis Winston of the Vikings.
Well, he's become.
Bring him back.
Well, the Shador Sanders is the new.
Did you hear? This has been my favorite take of NFL Twitter, that they think that Jameis Winston should have just a general overall contract with every NFL team and just with the NFL. And every team who has like their starting quarterback out or just a struggling QB room, he goes in and plays on that team. Because, like, imagine just like 4 different teams in 1 year where he's just slinging balls. And just like you said with Nick Mullins, he either is winning you games or getting you awfully close and going into overtime.
Jameis Winston, the NFL version of Kelly Services.
There you go.
You know,
Jameis,
so
we got to
Ripien. I could see that. I think Ripien might have developed to be slightly better than Mullins and maybe like a Daniel Jones type of deal, but I still think we should have kept Slaughter.
No,
Yes.
not anymore. Slaughter's too old.
Well, now he is.
Yeah.
He's been out.
the Kyle Slaughter is one of the most polarizing quarterbacks in the history of the Vikings. A lot of people thought he would have been good if he stayed, and a lot of people are like, yeah,
He was the clutch preseason quarterback. You know who I realized that I'm actually mad we didn't sign? Teddy B.
No.
Not
We talked about this.
not to make him play, but for his locker room presence and his teaching ability.
Yeah, but he eventually would have had to go on the field.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that, like we didn't know that he would eventually have to go on the field.
No, because if
He's
we
a
would have got
way better. Hold on, let me finish. He's a way better teacher and a way better morale booster than Carson Wentz. Way better, hands down.
That's
Teddy
fair.
brings
I
the
won't
locker room
argue.
up. Well, Carson Wentz brings the
Okay.
locker room down.
So I will argue this is instead of 4-7 with Wentz, we're 2-9
No,
with Teddy B.
No. I think we'd still be 4. I mean, Carson Wentz didn't win us games.
We'd be
He
one
did
in
not
we'd be 1 in
win us
10 if we had
games.
McCarthy this whole time.
Carson Wentz did not win us games.
But he didn't lose us games like
Correct.
McCarthy's
And
did.
I'm saying Teddy would have been just as good as Carson Wentz.
No.
Yeah.
I think Wentz is better. Believe it or not, I think at this point of his career, Wentz is just a little bit better.
I think morale-wise,
If
they
Teddy
would have
wasn't out of the league.
rallied around Teddy more than they rallied around Carson Wentz, and
Teddy's
more
been
than
out.
they rallied. No, Teddy is currently in the NFL,
He was out too long.
but he is currently in the NFL, and he came in as a backup.
Yep.
He
And
signed a
it
contract.
looked like his helmet didn't even fit.
And so I'm saying I'm bitter that we didn't pick him up and sign him as a teacher to a rookie quarterback. He's the best dude ever. He's a great coach. We already know that. He cares about people. He cares about the locker room. He's literally what you want as someone in the locker room. And everyone talked about Carson Wentz, how he was a locker room cancer. And I think we're seeing that.
I'm just not big on sentimental signings, and I think that's what Teddy would have been. But
Cora's all for those.
it is what it is. We gotta keep moving. We need to pick our stars. Cora,
Take
pick
it
your
back.
star.
Will.
Well,
Will. He was my star.
he's everybody's star. I mean,
Yeah.
he's my automatic star if I get a chance at picking him. So yeah, that's a perfect pick.
Yeah.
He's on my list.
Yeah.
He's on my list.
He's great.
There's no question. All right, Dan, who do you got?
I'm Mr. Reliable. Cashman.
He's on my list too.
Yeah. I mean, 16 total tackles, 8 solo. Like, if there's him and Michalis, I thought had a few blown coverages, but if there's anybody on the defense that is like trying to save the season, it's Cashman.
Yep.
I took Metellus. He was my third of the 3. 12 tackles, 3 solo.
Yeah.
He's still the Swiss Army knife.
Back in.
He's still a Swiss Army knife out there. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he had a really good game. There were, I think, 3 passes his direction that I think he probably should have covered better.
Well, and he's not in his best
Shape.
spot for the Swiss Army knife aspect of him. And he's still performing well.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he gets enough credit because people are like, oh, Metellus has dropped off. He dropped off because he's needed elsewhere and not in his strength.
He's just doing whatever they ask him to do. He's just trying to do the best he can, and he does a pretty fine job of it.
Yes.
All right, now here we go for the second part of the funness. Another week where I almost feel like we shouldn't give anybody a win on the X Factor.
I don't know if we can.
Well, let's go through the stats. Let's go through the stats and we'll decide. Jalen Naylor was persona non grata. Isaiah Rodgers, who I don't know why I thought he was going to break out. 3 tackles, 2 solo. Dan, who likes to pick Ginks whenever he gets a chance, as long as it's either Ginks or Naylor with Dan, depending on who gets to pick at what point. 5 tackles, 4 solo, and a tackle for loss. Now, if we let Dan win, this is another one of those famous, you just won the Masters with a 12 over par.
Yeah. But you won.
But you won. Now, Dan, I think, had the other 12 over par win on the season.
That's the only way I win. When everybody else does shitty.
No, because he won with Naylor.
Oh, that's true.
That
And
one
Naylor
year.
You
did
did
have a
win
really
one.
good
Yeah, one of your. So you had one legit win
Yep.
coming in. So the question is, do we just say Dan wins with his 12 over par, or do we say no winner this week? I will let you decide.
Why me? I mean, I think he can win.
All right. Dan, you get the win. That's your third.
Yeah, I think that's an all-time high.
You're only 1 behind me now. And you have the honors to pick this week.
Naylor.
You know, I was
Naylor,
thinking about
amazing.
it. I was thinking about it. So, all right. Of the times we've seen Brosmer, I want to say that he's targeted Addison more. So I am going to go with Addison and not Naylor.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going
Sorry,
with
we have a
Addison.
child. I'm going with Addison.
That's you know what? It's a well thought out pick.
It is. It is a good pick.
Now I get to pick.
Yep.
Go.
I'm not going to take the kicker. I kind of fall into the Dan mode too sometimes, where it's like I'm just going to take Will because he's the most reliable pick to make because he's the only one who does anything. I'm not taking him this week.
Okay.
I'm going to let Will sit on this one.
Ooh.
I'm going to do something I did a couple weeks ago and go out of the ordinary in hopes that it works out for me. Theo Jackson is my player this week.
No way. I literally was just thinking that as you said it. I was like, I bet it's Theo Jackson.
I'm going
I
Theo.
literally was just thinking that. That's the name that popped up in my head right as you said that. Oh my
I'm
God.
watching Theo, and it's like, he's starting to sneak up there a little bit. He had a pretty good game this past week. I'm going Theo Jackson this week. Let's see what that does. Now, last time I did this and went off the beaten path, I picked the special teams player of the week.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
if Theo Jackson is the defensive player of the week, I wouldn't be mad.
So I'm taking Theo.
I
So
like it.
Cora, now you get to go.
I'm gonna go a pretty old reliable, so hopefully I can get a win and go with Cashman.
That is the picking Jets last year version on the defensive side.
Hey, I get to pick that because
Okay.
I have 2 wins. And
So-
I think Grenard is back. So Grenard probably could outperform Cashman.
So I'll give this to you. Cashman might not be a bad pick because I'm going through looking at the Seahawks stats here. They have given up 36 sacks.
Oh, no one's saying Cash is a bad pick.
It's just
Yeah.
But he has had double-digit tackles in like 5 games in a row. So an X factor is kind of like really stretching it for Cash. He's kind of Mr. Reliable. To take a
Yep.
guy who's Mr. Reliable as your X factor.
He's gonna have to have double digit. He's
you've
gonna have to have
taken
double
Will
digit
the
tackles.
Thrill as your X factor.
He's a kicker.
You
Kickers are never
think
reliable.
He's we have literally talked about him being Mr. Reliable and the only Mr. Reliable
Yeah.
on the team.
And when
No,
was
that's thing. Kickers aren't reliable. I take back what I said.
I can go with Cashman.
I think it's fine. I just think Cashman's gonna have to
there's
have
no caveat.
double digit.
We're not-
It's
there's
the
no
same-
caveat.
no. It's the same as if you were gonna take Jefferson on the offensive side.
Well, if you take
Is
Justin Jefferson on the
has to
offensive
have
side
it
this
has to have an extraordinary day for him.
This
to
is true.
qualify.
This is true. We did set that.
It's the same with Reichert. Is if we're gonna go with Reichert, he's got to be 4 for 4 with at least 2 beyond 40.
No, because he's won when he's been the only person who's performed.
That's
well.
because we pick shitty guys.
Exactly.
But it's the same kind of thing. Is that like if
Cashman
performs
average
as
next
Mr.
week,
Reliable and say
everyone else
our 2
performs
picks
crap,
are like Isaiah Rodgers, who really just didn't do much or anything at all,
and Theo Jackson, who didn't do
Cashman's
much,
got to be it, right?
then
And
he
it's
gets
like,
the
yeah.
win.
Well,
But it's the same thing. We do the same thing for Riker. We do the same thing with Jefferson. But it's like if somebody has
My expectation.
an average or slightly above average day, that beats that. Like they've got to exceed what they already do as average.
yeah,
it's
like
picking one. It's like picking $1 on the Price is Right when you think everyone else has gone too high.
right. Well, if Cashman has 10 tackles and 6 solos, you ain't getting the X factor.
Unless neither of your
Unless
guys
Addison
perform.
gets a goose egg, unless Addison gets a goose egg, and
And I think it's going to be a goose egg kind of day.
Right.
And
I think
Cashman's going to win.
but if Addison gets 100 yards or 80 yards, if he has 80 to 100 yards, right?
That's an X factor.
I think that beats Cashman less than 15 tackles.
If Theo Jackson has 8 tackles, 5 solos, and a tackle for loss versus 10 for Cashman, Theo Jackson is an X factor.
12 for Cashman, I think that wins.
I like it that you guys think that we're going to do well.
We're laying out guidelines for Cashman to win here.
We did this to Dan last year when he did pick Jets. We did lay guidelines for him.
And I did caveat this year when I picked Jets. And
Yeah.
he did jack crap. So
All right, let's try and
no, he
we got
didn't.
a few minutes. We can definitely get Valhalla quickly in. We'll be a little bit longer than I wanted, but that's okay. And then we'll pick our scores and call it a week. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
I'll go as fast as I can. October 22nd, 2006. Seattle versus the Vikings. Quest Field in Seattle. Ryan Longwell gets the Vikings on the board first, 33-yard field goal. Bethel Johnson had a big kickoff return near midfield in this game to set that up. Minute 39 later, Matt Hasselbeck finds Darrell Jackson, 72-yard go-ahead touchdown on a 3rd and 7. It was just a quick slant, and there was nobody behind him. 72 yards, 7-3, Seattle. 1 minute into the second quarter, Seattle takes the lead up to 10-3 on a Josh Brown 42-yard field goal. The Vikings tie the game on a Brad Johnson to Marcus Robinson 40-yard touchdown pass on a 3rd and 17 with 8 minutes left in the first half, 10-10. With just under 9 minutes left in the third, the Vikings take the lead back. Little trickeration to get the lead. Running back Mweldy Moore takes the pitch, pulls up, man in his face, finds tight end Jermaine Wiggins.
Let's go.
From 15 yards out, put the Vikes ahead 17-10. 5 minutes to play in the third. Chester Taylor from the Vikings' own 5 takes the handoff, bounces outside. There's no hole up the middle, and runs to daylight 95 yards for the score, 24-10 Vikings.
Nice.
Josh Brown kicks a field goal, 26-yarder in the fourth, 24-13. With 9:40 left in the game, the Vikings hold Seattle on a 4th and 1, taking the ball back, holding an opponent on a 4th down. Who knew? And with 7:48 left in the game, Kevin Williams of the Williams Wall falls on a Seneca Wallace fumble. Sack made by Ben Lieber. Nacho Lieber.
Let's go.
In the end zone, Vikings 31-13. That is going to be your final score.
Woo!
Brad Johnson for the Vikings, 15 for 24, 171 yards and a touchdown. Marcus Robinson, the big receiver of this day, 4 for 77 and a touch. Running back, Chester Taylor, 26 carries, 169 yards and a touch. On defense, the Vikings recorded 4 sacks. Kevin Williams had a fumble recovery. E.J. Henderson, Cedric Griffin, each with an interception. Why do I pick this game? This was the very first time that the Vikings beat Seattle outside of the Kingdom. This is their first outdoor win on the road against Seattle.
Let's go.
Cool.
On a side note, I'm actually really happy that all of our outdoor games are happening early in the season.
Yeah, and Seattle doesn't get the kind of weather that the Midwest
Chicago,
and the Northeast get. Yeah.
Green Bay.
It gets a little like they can get some rain and maybe some sleet, but not like we get.
Not like Buffalo.
Not like Buffalo. Hello. My shovel gets a workout every year. I go through a shovel a season anymore. By the end of the season, my shovel's shot. All right, so last week, I think, honestly, I might have been the closest with 23-13. Dan at 27-10 Green Bay. Cora actually had a lot of faith in our offense to at least put 17 on the board and did not. So you're the only one who picked the Vikes to win last week, Cora.
Yeah.
But you get to go first for the score this week. Who do you got?
24-13 Seattle.
Baby steps, right? At least we put double digits on.
At least we put a touchdown up.
Yep. It's probably a defensive touchdown. No, it couldn't be. They don't get turnovers.
No, they don't get turnovers.
It'll probably be Price will fumble a kickoff, and then in the scramble, he'll pick it up and go like 87 yards for the.
Yeah.
I will say, if we do get it, it might be because of Price.
Yeah. To short field.
He might fumble.
You take the bad with the good with Miles Price. He's going to fumble on you, and he's going to make you shake your head. But then he's going to return 160-some yards and make you forget.
And then we'll get called back for holding.
Yeah.
At some point, yeah, because he usually does 2 or 3 of those. All right, Dan, what do you got for your final score?
I think it's going to be 42-20.
Oh.
Wow. He's looking at a big day from Sam Darnold.
He's looking at a big day from Max Brosmer. Let's go.
I think our 20 is going to be in the fourth quarter to make it not look so bad.
42?
But I do think that with the way Sam Darnold has been playing, with the way they have been running the ball, I think that we just get dominated.
42?
42-20.
Oh my God, that's...
Yep.
That's a B-Flow better update his resume score.
That's a score.
Yep.
Whoa.
That is Brian Flores may be coaching elsewhere next year.
They did say Najigba was the best wide receiver in the NFL last week.
Let me explain some of this about why I think it's going to be so high. And it's a really simple explanation. Because Sam Darnold spent a year in the conference room listening to B-Flow explain to the defense.
He's going in with the knowledge of what he's going to face. That's
nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. They're
Mhm.
not doing anything different on defense.
Except
And
not getting
so-
turnovers.
Right. And but it's like he knows what to expect, like almost fully knows what to expect. And their offensive QB coaches are going to coach him up and say, hey, this is what to expect. And he's going to be like, no. He's probably going to do this.
42.
Because KOC probably coached up Sam on how to analyze his own weaknesses and how to think outside the box and, how to be a professional quarterback a little bit more. And that's why he's done better this year.
All right, I guess I better pick a score. It's not going to be much better than Dan's.
Yeah.
31-9, Seattle.
Yeah.
I at least haven't scoring us some touchdown.
That might
No,
be a down.
It's going to be 3 field goals from Will. That'll be the Vikings offense. 2 of them from at least 35 yards.
I do have this like weird intuitive gut feeling that I think Prosper might actually do well. I think he might actually show up and we might be like, oh, he can play.
We're fans of Max because my brother Sam was a big fan of Max. So constantly he was always saying, oh, Brosmer, Vikings guy. Like in our group messages for all family stuff, he's like the biggest hype man of Max Brosmer. So we are a fan of him in memory of Sam.
13 for 24, 178 yards. No touchdowns, no one interception.
Do you think that's what he's going to do, or is that's what he's done?
That's my guess. 13 for 24, 178 and a pick.
I think he does better.
I think he does 1 touchdown.
I hope he does. I'm just throwing the number out. All right, ladies and gents.
This is a depressing show again.
Here we go. It's time.
We're just going to take out. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Take us out.
Thanksgiving. Have a better Thanksgiving than the Vikings are gonna have.
Woo!
Woo! Skol. Skol. Skol.